Hey, it's Jeff with ID10T Garage, and we're back working on the 71 Torino GT. In this episode, we're going to really focus on getting the inside ready to rock and roll. We got to clean up all the metal, get all the burrs off everything, flatten some of the metal back out. We need to start working on the torque boxes in the rear. They're rotted. We're going to have to go ahead and start cutting them and getting new pieces of metal fit. We're going to have to rust proof some stuff, just get everything ready basically to get the floor in, which we're going to work on trying to get in a little bit as well. So we'll see what we can get done this week. And this is going to be a lot of craziness going on, I'm sure. We need to move the car. We need to do all sorts of things. So let's get to it.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stop.
Hey everybody, we're back out here in the garage, about to get back to work, cleaning up the inside. So basically today we gotta refocus on cleaning up this metal and getting it prepped for the floor pan. I need to get some of the burrs and everything off of it, get it cleaned up. That way I can get the floor pan in here and just see how it sits. So a lot to do there. So obviously I'm gonna have to clean up these torque box areas. We'll have to put some new metal there and vice versa. But that's what we're about to do. Later. Alright, we got a lot of the welds and spot welds and primer and gunk everywhere cleaned up. Still got to do some in here, but we flattened our lip back out a lot, cleaned it up a lot, got rid of a lot of the spot welds, so on and so forth. So I'm about to try to see if I can get this one-piece floor pan in, just so we can do a quick test fit. So see how it lines up. Yet again, it's going to kind of sit a little funky with this. So I need to clean this up some too, but I'm gonna just go ahead and see what we can figure out with this one-piece floor pan and see how it lines up. Well, the official answer to that question is no. There's no fucking way in hell I'm going to be able to put that in through the doorway sideways and get everything where I need it to be just to fit it. So I'm probably going to have to remove the rear window. That's more likely what I'm going to do, because it's going to slide in through the rear a lot easier than the front, I would think. Then I don't have to take the steering wheel out and so on. So we'll see. That might be another day project, so we'll see what we'll do next. We'll probably do some more cleanup. Alright, after further consideration, I still don't know what I'm going to do about the floor. I might remove the windshield. I might cut it. So if I cut it, I'm going to cut it here. And that'll give us plenty of room to just slide it in there and just mount it to the torque box in the rear and then put our back piece on. So it's not exactly the cleanest, but it'll give us a pretty clean install either way. I'm leaning towards that just because I just don't want to take out the windshield, because I don't want to break it. They're harder to get. I'm about to come back in here and just start cleaning up my frame rails and cleaning up my rockers, things like that. Just start getting the metal prepped. I also need to go up and under the trans tunnel where I'm going to be welding. I need to wire wheel that and get that nice and cleaned up. That way we don't have any nasty welds when we weld that together and things like that. So that's what we're about to do. Just start cleaning up some more, start getting this metal prepped. So that way, what I'm thinking is, once I decide on what I'm going to do with the floor pan, I'll put the toe board in, and then I'll put the floor pan in and just never take it back out. Hopefully. I mean, I probably do need to do a bunch of spot weld holes for these rails, so I'll probably have to take it out, which means it'll be even easier if I cut it to these torque boxes. So that may be what I do. But either way, let's get some cleaning done. We got some of the rot out of the torque boxes. They're going to need some more cleanup. Both of them were cleaned up a little bit. Plus, I went ahead and started cleaning up in the garage a little bit underneath the car. Just kind of get things a little more tidy so I can have an easier way to work around here. Going to have to do some cleaning on the inside of the frame rails as well. I did vacuum them out. I vacuumed all this stuff out. But we'll have to coat the inside of that stuff. That's what I like to do. I like to get some rust proofing in there to try to prevent any more rot from happening. But our wheel well's a little rotted on that end over there, but for the most part, this one's pretty good. Still got some hammering and dialing to do to straighten things up, but slowly but surely we're coming along. Now we're out here, and I'm gonna do some sketchy shit. I got a downward hill driveway. I got a car that can't start because I took the fuel line out and I need to turn it around. So I got some wheel dollies on the back and I got the front wheels straight and I'm just trying to move it. So let's do some sketchy shit. Boom. It's not straight, but it's good enough. So now, the reason behind this, if I didn't say in the first thing, was I'm going to take this door off. And with the door off, I should be able to get that one-piece floor pan in without removing the windshield. So it'll probably have to be twisted a little bit and, you know, massaged a little. But hopefully we'll be able to get it there. But I need to get everything prepped before I even put it in, because once it's in, I don't know if I'll be able to get it back out. Alright everybody, we're back out here, about to get to work on the Torino. Basically, the agenda for tonight, we're going to go ahead and take this door off. So we're going to get this out of the way. That way, you know, when we go to put the floor in, we're going to try to go through this door, which you obviously saw failed from the driver's side. But everybody has what's been told to me by people who have done this, is you can manage to massage it in with the door off on the passenger side. So that's what we'll try, not today, but in the coming days. But in the meantime, we're gonna take the door off and we're gonna start prepping our frame rails and all the metal that we were grinding on the other day. We're gonna go get that coated and weld through primer. So today is probably gonna be a shorter day. It's kind of getting later in the evening already. So let's just get a couple little things done while we can and just keep on working, That's my method to my mayhem, is I work, you know, even if it's a couple hours a night or a couple hours every couple nights, get it in there, get that work done, because it adds up in the end, you know. Then I might try to get an 8-hour day in here and there, and or just get a 4-hour night in there here and there, and supplement the build process, because I do have a full-time job. So this isn't my job, as you guys know. I've told you, I'm an amateur. So let's get to it, all right? Just work. All right, there it is. We got everything weld through primered. So this is a two-part process, really. I mean, I still got more to do. I still got to clean up these torque boxes and get the new metal on them and get them ready. But I wanted to, because we cleaned this the other day, I also wanted to treat it, because this prevents it from rusting. So we're making sure the bare metal doesn't get rust. And on the top of it, when we weld, this weld through primer will also help it from rusting as well. So just kind of one of those things that you need to get done. Kind of put metal, when you put metal on metal, you know, those overlaps, this will help a lot. So there it is. Hey everybody, we're about to get back to work. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of cleanup on the tunnel and put the toe board back in. And once we get the toe board back in where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this floor in from the passenger side, like I've been told can happen. So you already know I got the door off, so that's what we're going to get to today. Wish me luck. Let's do this. Alright, I might have got a little ahead of myself saying we were going to try to get the floor in today. We did go ahead and put the toe board back in, but then I coated all the frame rail, I guess you would call these frame rails, the inside of them with some Rust-Oleum. But I forgot that I need to work on these, so that's what's next on the agenda. I need to clean up these metal and start fabbing up these torque box end pieces, because the floorboard actually lays on top of this, I believe. So I got to figure that out first. That way we don't have any issues with like water leaking in the either or. So back to work. Alright, so we got one of our plates fabbed up for the most part. So I need to drill some holes for this inner structure right here. Drill some holes on this bottom that we're going to have to bend down some more. So what I'm basically going to do is get it where it needs to be. And I'm going to tack weld it all along the top here, then we can hammer it down to get it to where we want on this bottom section. But that should take care of this side, and then we can work towards getting that floor in once I'm completed with this. So yep. Alright, there it is. Nothing too special, but we got this torque box mostly patched. While I'm hammering everything down, this broke a little bit, so I'm going to have to cut a little chunk out of here and patch that little section. But this torque box just needs a little cleaning up, a couple little spots, and it's good to go. So we'll smooth all this out, you know, especially down here where our floor pan is going to sit. But it's welded in there pretty good, and then we'll have to move on to the other one. But that's it for the night. It's getting later. It's getting close to 8 o'clock tonight, so gonna have to call it a day, start getting cleaned up for work tomorrow and all that good stuff. So we'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning into this week's episode. We got the car turned around, we got the door off, we got the frame rails coated and ready to go. We got the toe board in and ready to be welded in once we get the floor pan in to verify fitment. You know, we're getting through everything pretty quickly, but there's slowdowns. We weren't able to get the floor in this week. I haven't quite got the torque box done. You know, kind of tried to get ahead of myself a little bit, and then had to take a step back to make sure we're doing this the proper way. So we're getting there. Hopefully next week we'll be able to see the floor in the car and start making all our spot weld holes. There's a lot of work to do, and you just got to slow yourself down sometimes and make sure you're doing things properly, because you don't want to do all this work and then not coat your frame rails, and make sure, you know, try to get some rust proofing in there. That way you don't run into this the same way. Just like I coat everything with weld through primer that I know is going to be metal on metal surfaces, just trying to prevent any extra rust that we can. So we're getting there, but that's all we got done this week. But we'll see you next week. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment, watch some of my other videos. Peace.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping out.